Hello, it's episode 7 of Standupworld, the podcast. The little podcast that could, kind of, will. Yeah, we're doing well. You're downloading it. Not thousands and hundreds, thousands of you, but there's a lot of you, and you're downloading, and that makes me happy. And I'm enjoying it. It's a fun thing to do. It really is. And we added a new thing that I'll show you later in the episode called The Road Report, where every week we're going to be talking about who's playing what comedy clubs that weekend and what concerts there are, so you can figure out and hear about live stand-up in your areas and support it. And that's going to be a big part of what we do, you know. And then we're just talking, you know, like I was talking with a buddy of mine about this the other day about porn, but I missed kind of the old porn where they had stories and the scripts, and they were horrible, some of them, and the acting was bad, but it was acting. Really? My dad is dead? Well, I guess I'll just go blow my gardener. You know, and they had great titles, you know, When Harry Ate Sally, Free My Willie, Shaving Ryan's Privates. You know, it just goes on and on, you know. But now they just have links. It's just links. It's so sad. It's like in the bone dry description, I saw one that said, Asian woman is rear-ended by 4 huge black guys. I thought, that's not a title. That's a traffic report. You know, you got to do better than that. Teacher gives homework to 12-inch penis. Which by the way, that's a new one of the great new storylines in porn, which is the teacher getting laid in the classroom, which I always wonder, how do they talk these schools into letting them shoot that in a classroom? No, I'm just going to have a couple. I have a stripper and a male model, and they're going to come and do some algebra, and we want to rent out your room just to let them do math. And the teacher in these things, this is what I love. They're all strippers. The teacher's always a stripper dressed in a skin tight teacher's outfit that comes off with a Velcro yank. Not that I'm watching a lot of porn, because I'm not. I'm off it. I thankfully grew out of it, but I can still tease it, right? It just became another drug to me. And I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, but I don't say that in public. So this isn't really public, but I have 38 years sober. Yeah, I got sober in my 20s, in my early 20s. And I tried many times and failed. But I was the kind of drunk that, like, I would quit drinking, and then like 4 or 5 days later, a week later, people will go, "You smell like alcohol." And then finally, some very wise old man in AA told me, he said, "Mike, if you're going to quit drinking, you got to change your shirt too." So that helped me a lot. But I have been sober, and I've loved being sober. Smoked a lot of pot is what I did. When I was a kid, I watched Cheech and Chong movies. And I thought, okay, this shit comes with an instruction manual. And they were like giving lessons, Cheech and Chong, and I loved them. I told my dad, I'm letting go of piano and tuba. I found something I'm going to master and be really good at. And I did. I got into a lot of trouble, but I smoked a lot of pot and drank a lot. You know, later I went through a period where I did so much cocaine, I didn't have to trim my nose hair for years, which is a lot of cocaine. And that's it, man. I'm sober now. I love it. 38 years. So if you are thinking that you should get sober, you need to, because you wouldn't be thinking about it if it was just something if it was working for you. That's my theory. So anyway, get help. There's help out there. There's nothing like living clean. It's the best thing in the world. Let's talk about what we did on standupworld.com this week. And if you haven't checked it out, please do. We did a great piece, I think, because he's great, not because it's great, on Brett Ernst, who's really a fantastic comedian. I didn't know much about him. He's a true Comedy Store guy. I think he lives in Vegas now, but he's got 2 fantastic specials out. And here's a little clip from his special that I really like a lot.
Women you're very creative, man. That's why they'd rather read porn than watch it. And I'm not saying there's not women who don't like porn. I'm just saying there's no dudes that are rubbing one out to romance novels. Okay? We don't have that capability. Like, there's no guy at home going, and then the faceless stranger came to the door. Was that the man I saw earlier at the mall? How did he find me? How did he know where I lived? He rang the doorbell and it was raining out, but I was nervous. But I opened the door anyways. I was so scared, but yet excited. And then I ran towards the door, but tripped and fell in his arms. Did I mean to trip? And then he kissed me and...
We also did a piece on Bobby Kelly, Robert Kelly, R. Kelly's special Killbox, which is available at louisck.com. Robert Kelly is a legend, you know, and he's been years in the making, and he's here now. So he's having his time and his moment, and he deserves it. Check out his Patreon, support him there. Check out his podcast, but more, see him live when you get a chance. And here's a piece from Killbox, which you can buy on louisck.com.
You guys remember AIDS? AIDS was the last time we went through this shit, when we were all dying from one thing, right? Now it's masks. Back then it was condoms. Way worse, by the way. The dick mask sucked. It was weird. We wore masks for 2.5 years. We wore condoms for like 2 weeks. Fuck that. It sucked, right? You had to wear condoms all the time. It sucks so bad. We stopped with the condoms, though, when they said you had to wear condoms for oral sex. Remember that? If you have oral sex, you should wear a condom. Go fuck yourself, Fauci. It's not happening. We're done.
Okay, guess what? It's time for a word from our sponsor. Hey! The Olmec by Foundation Cigar is an amazing cigar. This cigar is just out, and you can't get them. They are soiling out, they're selling out, or are sold out at every good cigar store. And then I even went on the sites, famous smokes.com, Cigar Direct, and these Robustos are so good, so good. Foundation Cigars is just a great cigar. You know, if you ever see Joe Rogan smoking those cigars, those are Foundation cigars, and he loves talking about how great they are, because they really are.
Kings of kings.
3 good cigars, right? Legit. Shout out to Foundation Cigars.
Yeah,
they're legit.
Yeah.
They made like a legit, very good cigar. It's a very good cigar with my logo on it.
They're Padron level at not quite the price of Padron. And I love Nicaraguan cigars. I used to smoke Cuban cigars, and I realized that was just, I was chasing an old dream. The Nicaraguan cigars are the best. If you like a strong cigar or a mild cigar or a medium cigar, try Foundation Cigars. They're run and owned and designed and curated and everything by my buddy Nick Malillo. And it's pretty amazing what he's doing with Foundation Cigars. So check them out. Okay, we're going to do a new thing today that I want to show you that is just starting, but I think it's going to build into something really great. It's called the Road Report. And we're going to try and tell you earlier in the week where all the places that great stand-up is being performed live and hopefully in your town. So this is it. It's the Road Report. Hello! This is the Road Report for the week starting October 31st, 2020. The La Jolla Comedy Store has Fluffy this weekend, Friday and Saturday, November 4th, for 2 shows at 7 and 10. This is going to sell out, so get to it quick. The American Comedy Club has Basim Youssef, Thursday through Saturday, 2 shows, 7:30 and 9. Chris D'Elia is at the Irvine Improv, November 3rd, Thursday at 8. The San Diego Improv has Jamie Kennedy one night, Wednesday, November 2nd at 8, and Mo Amir Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Punchline San Francisco has the great Greg Fitzsimmons Thursday through Saturday, 2 shows. Another for sure sellout. Zanies in Nashville has Kevin Nealon on Wednesday, November 2nd, one night, and Beth Stellan on Thursday, one night also, and Chad Daniels on Friday and Saturday, the 4th and 5th, and Matt Rife on Sunday, the 6th. Zanies in Chicago has Ian Bagg, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and the granddaddy of comedy clubs, Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan, has Detroit's own John Heffron, Thursday through Saturday, and Michael Rappaport on Sunday night for one night only. The Detroit House of Comedy has Jay Will on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th downtown Detroit, and Joe List, one of my favorites, is at the Hartford Funny Bone on the 4th and the 5th, Friday and Saturday, 2 shows both nights. And my boy, Jeff Ross, is at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Friday and Saturday night, 2 shows. So get down there. In concert, Chris Rock is in Irvine, Texas, Thursday and Friday, and Sugarland, Texas, Saturday and Sunday. Thursday, November 3rd, Bill Burr is at the Van Angel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's going to be a great show. And Sebastian is in Atlantic City at the Bogota Event Center on Friday night. Cat Williams is at the Fox Theater in Detroit for 2 shows this Friday and Saturday. Go to standupworld.com for all the info and links to buy tickets and details on even more shows. Thanks. That's the Road Report. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to try and build that into something a little bit better and more concise. If you also go to standupworld.com, there's a blog post on it with all the links and where you can buy tickets and how you can buy the tickets. I just want to encourage you to go out and see live stand-up comedy. There's nothing like laughter. There's nothing healing and healthy and fun and good for us as a country and as a people and as a society and getting out and laughing together. That's it. That's episode 7. We made it. We're done. You're dismissed. I love you. Thanks for being with this and being part of it. And if you could share it and tell some friends, that would help too. Have a great week.